The Los Angeles Lakers just sent a serious message as they come out in one of the final games of the season and absolutely crush the Oklahoma City Thunder in a game that helps push the Lakers up in the standings in what's going to be a crucial next few games. We saw Luka shine, LeBron shine, the role players shine. Okechi was one of the best games of the season and what was undoubtedly the most important game of the year thus far for the team. So to break all it down in this episode, but before we get into it, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, but 86% of you who are watching right now aren't subscribed, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. So make sure to smash that subscribe button. And thank you guys again for their continued support. Okechi, a huge win today for the Los Angeles Lakers. It was a rare afternoon game. We're going up against the Thunder. The Lakers are desperately fighting for that 3 seed to avoid the path against the Thunder in the playoffs. And they come out and send an absolute message, a statement, whatever you want to call it. Let's dive right into the box score here. Man, oh man, was it an impressive game. And for all the talk surrounding Luka Doncic, how he's been struggling lately, inefficient, all these things, he put that to rest in today's game, put up 30 points. And the Thunder were healthy by all accounts. They had Shea, they had J-Dubs, everybody. And the Lakers come out and in what might be a postseason matchup in the future, send a serious message to the Western Conference rival.
I mean, this was a very good litmus test. Like for what the Lakers were looking at, they had a couple of scuffling games here in the past couple of weeks with the games they had against the Warriors, and then also see the game they had the week prior with that buzzer beater against the Chicago Bulls. But it seemed like the Lakers came up with the right focus and energy in this one, and you can just see it just from jump. The Lakers were just swarming the Thunder players. They didn't really cause a ton of turnovers, but they were just hitting shots, and they were also just playing great defense. Just making shots tougher for these Oklahoma City players and also getting very good shots on their end. So like all the players just go down the list. Like Gabe Vincent was hitting shots, Dorian Finney-Smith was hitting shots. Austin Reaves continues his hot streak from three, was also hitting shots. So the Lakers are shooting the ball exceptionally well, getting great shots because of their great players, and they just really just tore up what Oklahoma City was doing after getting beaten, I believe, by the Rockets in the prior night. So this is two back-to-back blowout losses that OKC has just suffered.
Yeah, back-to-back losses for the first time in a very long time for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But regardless of that, everybody is seemingly healthy. And this is the lineup that we saw success with early on in the season, or I guess early on after the trade deadline, once Luka Doncic got traded. And then, of course, there's been injuries. Rui is starting to look slightly better, look more comfortable at the very least. He had 11 and 7. LeBron, like you mentioned, he's slowly getting back to the LeBron we all know and love. But Luka Doncic was the big one. You mentioned Austin Reaves as well. I think all these guys figuring out how to play with each other like they are now and starting to play better basketball as the postseason approaches. We are only a few games. There's only a few games left in the season, only a couple weeks away from the playoffs. Things are getting very interesting. And even if you look down on the bench, Dorian Finney-Smith had a fantastic game today. And he in 30 minutes, of course, they played the small ball. They had Jackson Hayes only play 13 minutes, still an effective 13 minutes. But when Dorian Finney-Smith is shooting the ball well and he's actually scoring, his impact is seen beyond the box score anyway, and beyond the score sheet. But when he puts up 14 points, it makes things very interesting. And it was a much-needed win. And Dalton Knecht, the big topic of conversation lately, didn't get minutes in today's game, and a lot of that was due to the fact of how well Dorian Finney-Smith was playing. But the defense tonight was something else. You look at the box score, Shea's always going to get 25 points a game. That's basically a given, and he had an efficient game. But the fact that despite that, it was a blowout the entire time, the Lakers were able to shut down the two-center lineup with Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren against the Lakers team that didn't really run a traditional center for the majority of this game. The big concern coming in was how the Thunder were going to abuse the Lakers with the big lineup. They didn't seem to do so today, and JJ Redick got to get some credit for that.
I mean, yes, credit to JJ Redick, but credit to the Lakers because this small ball, we got to rephrase that, by the way, because like they're not necessarily small guys. Like LeBron James is not a small dude, Rui Hachimura is not a small dude, and Dorian Finney-Smith, who's like a like-sized guy. These are not small guys. They're just centerless. So this is like in their centerless lineups, the Lakers have been really good, really starting to figure out what some things that work together. And then the thing that I've really liked about it is like they're rebounding together. So it's not just one guy that is really stepping up in the rebounding department. That's like how they had Anthony Davis in prior seasons where he would grab like maybe 12, 13 rebounds in a night. It's different guys getting rebounds. So you got like LeBron maybe with 7 or 6, and you got Luka who can grab as many rebounds as that. And Austin can get into the scrum a little bit. Same with Finney-Smith and same with Hachimura. So if these guys are doing a collective job of team rebounding, that's how you can work with these centerless list lineups. And then also just the offensive benefits. We see it. Like there is so much spacing out there, especially when Hachimura and Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent are all hitting hitting shots because it makes the Lakers tough to guard because you have to guard two with the ball with guys like Luka and LeBron at points, even Austin Reaves, the way he's been playing.
Yeah.
So now you have all three of those guys who can pretty much have two different guys you have to cover for, and then also having your role players hitting shots as well. The Lakers are looking like a very tough team to stop, and this is the right point you want at the season that you want to be kicking into high gear with the playoffs about 2 weeks away.
Yeah, everybody is clicking at the right time. The starting five is looking good. The bench looking good, and also JJ Redick ran. I mean, they ran the starters till the end of the game, basically, despite being up by a lot, and that's to get some run in for LeBron James, Luka Doncic. Those guys haven't been healthy fully for a while, and now they're starting to finally come together. And you mentioned the rebounding. The Lakers had 43 rebounds. The Thunder had 34. And you mentioned it is a rebounding by committee, and it's a good point. It's not, I guess, a small ball five. It's a positionless lineup they've been running without their 7-footer and Jackson Hayes out there, or even Christian Koloko or Alex Len, who doesn't play basketball anymore, it seems like. But regardless of that, you look at the Thunder, the rebounding stats for the Lakers. Luka Doncic with 7. Jackson Hayes with 5 in 13 minutes was pretty good. But even Rui Hachimura, it's going to be those guys, Rui, Dorian Finney-Smith, even Jordan Goodwin getting 5 rebounds in 9 minutes. Like in the limited minutes, the guys going out and doing that, it's going to be crucial, especially against a team like this who, by all accounts, they are a bigger team. They run a bigger lineup and a more traditional lineup, especially, I'll say. So it is going to be interesting there. And Gabe Vincent with another great night as well, putting up 12 points, a plus 21. That's the big thing here. And I saw this tweet. It's very interesting. Of course, this wasn't the final stat line, but it basically goes on to say that nothing crazy in the naked eye, but he leads the team in plus minus again with a plus 27. And the Dorian Finney-Smith trade will be overshadowed by Luka, but this is one of the best trades Pelinka has ever made. We saw Steve Kerr, when they, of course, played the Warriors, said that the Dorian Finney-Smith trade from an outsider's looking in was a fantastic trade. Dorian Finney-Smith had a bunch of games scoring under 10 points for the Lakers this year. He doesn't need to score double digits. But when he does, I can't understate the importance that he has on spreading out, not only, of course, the minutes with the bench and all these different things, but just making the overall team look better because his defense is going to be a critical part of this team, especially come the postseason because Rui and Dorian bouncing off of each other. It's very interesting, especially with Rui now starting to look a little bit more comfortable out there, especially creating his own shot.
Oh yeah, I mean, and then credit to Finney Smith because the thing that he doesn't get enough credit for is his communication and talking on defense. There was a point in the game in the second quarter where the Lakers were up by like 25 points already at that point in that game, and then Jackson Hayes grabbed a rebound, and then the first guy to pick him up is Dorian Finney-Smith, yelling at him. He's like, "Oh yeah, that is what we're talking about. That is the type of effort, communication, the things that we need to play winning basketball." And Dorian Finney-Smith just adds those type of intangibles, those things that don't show up in the stat sheet per se. Like you're right, he's leading in plus minus, and that's just because of the way that he plays, not necessarily what he puts up in the box score. But when he puts up those big games in the box score, which is 14 points for him, so if he gets like 3 or 4 threes, then the Lakers just look very unbeatable, especially along with Rui Hachimura and how well he can shoot the basketball, and then same with Gabe Vincent as well, with the way he's been playing, looking like Miami Gabe.
Yeah, I mean, if the bench can put up and just hit their open shots, whether it's Gabe Vincent or Dorian Finney-Smith, we saw tonight, it's going to be very difficult to beat this team, especially with the way that Luka Doncic facilitates. He only had 6 assists in this game, but the whole team was moving. The Lakers win, and they are going to really strive for that 3 seed over the last handful of games of the season. We're going to keep you up to date all the way as they desperately try to avoid the Oklahoma City Thunder. And I'm going to put it out there. I don't know if the Oklahoma City Thunder want to see the Lakers either in a 7-game series. But that'll wrap it up. Let us know down below what your thoughts are. Thank you guys for watching. See you later.